Hey everybody, it's Smashing Game time. You got your three favorite brothers of all time. You got your MC, of course, JC, Josh Coffman. To my left, you got Jacoby Boy Coffman. Jacoby, yes, that is correct. Jacoby now.
Jacoby.
It's Jacoby, sorry, Jacoby. And then to the left of him, you've got the brains, the bronze, the power, Nicholas Coffman. I don't know about the balls.
Man, come on, man.
That's very. See, you said to keep it PG, and here you go talking about balls. Like, come on, we're not even 2 seconds in.
I didn't say they were bad balls, just good balls.
But you said balls in general.
Balls.
Like I gave you
balls.
brains, I gave you bronze, I gave you beauty, and you come in here wanting balls. You want 4 Bs. I gave you 3.
All right, I'm sorry. No more B's for me.
Next time with the Bs. Anyway, welcome everyone. It's another exciting episode. We're going through 2009 Q4, running the year strong, or try to at least.
I think you mean the decade.
Oh God, yes, the decade.
Yeah.
We're going into 20. We're going to the 10s.
We're ending the decade strong. I don't think 2009 ended the decade strong, if I'm being honest.
Yeah, you're right.
Not at all.
It has some game changers, yes, but at the same time, I think it could have ended a lot better. We're still looking for reviews. We want you to rate us anywhere you can rate. I mean, I'm pretty sure Spotify does it now. You got Apple. I'm pretty sure anywhere else you can find it, you can at least, rate us in some way, shape, or form. Nick knows more than I do. I'm just a guy who stands here and makes you listen to his beautiful voice.
Upvote us on Reddit.
Are we on Reddit?
No.
No. Come on.
That's about to change after tonight, everyone. That's going to change.
Hard pass. We're not going to Reddit.
Okay, well, maybe
Not at
someday,
all.
just not now. Anyway, moving
Never.
forward. So, Nick, did we have any reviews?
I haven't. So I've taken a break from reviewing. I'm just doing some Iron Harvest videos. Game wise, I was a little light on the games this week. I played some RTSs, some Iron Harvest. Otherwise, I've just been playing it low key, man. Just wheeling and dealing over here. What about you guys? I did play some Among Us today. That was fun.
Come on, man.
So I don't know if you guys are aware, but there's a new task or a newer task where you as a crewmate you have to dig through the vents to empty them out of pizza and tennis balls, and it's the most sus ass task that you have because it makes you stand on top of a vent, so it looks like you're thinking about venting.
I can see that. That's actually really good. That's really clever.
And then I also played a recent game with some of the extra roles turned on. So there's Doppelganger, which was a really fun one where the imposter can turn into anybody else on the ship. So it's a great way to I would turn into people and kill those people as themselves just because I'm a sick fuck like that and nobody knew what was going on.
Sick fuck.
Other than that, it's been a real casual week. I also played Fortnite. They added back the rail guns and the little tracker guns, so that's been fun. The season actually ends next week, so I still haven't bought the season pass, but I'm level 115. So that is where a lot of my gaming has been this week. What about you, Josh?
So no reviews for me either. I'm still kind of recovering from COVID. I might try to pick something up this week, but I've mainly been sticking to War Thunder, believe it or not. I've just been kind of interested in playing the tanks in there. And then I actually did a stream this week because I didn't want to bother you. I wasn't sure what you were doing. But I did a stream of the Resident Evil 2 remake randomized.
I saw that. I saw it. I looked at my phone. Hey, I'm Josh saying is streaming. And then I went to sleep. Not that you put me to sleep, but...
No, I get it. It was 9:00 at night, I think, when I started it. It's honestly, it's a lot more fun than I thought it'd be because I've been watching videos on it and I was like, oh, that looks really cool because that's been a really big popular thing. And then Resident Evil 4 finally got a randomizer for enemies.
So
and,
is that an OG is that OG RE4 running or is that a newer version of it?
So that is, if I remember correctly, that's just the PC version. It's not like a GameCube ported version or PS2 or anything like that. It's just the PC version.
And when it's games like that, the randomizer is more about enemies, not rooms, right?
Yeah, so it's like that one. It's kind of hard to do since it's so linear. Where you get games like Resident Evil, 1, 2, and 3, for example. You can randomize it to an extent. Obviously, you can soft lock in some places, But the concept is basically you're going to move around a lot of the items. You'll have like your major minor splits, where major items being the key items tend to only swap with each other in like spots that make sense, and then everything else flip flops no matter what. It's like if you like would go somewhere and it's supposed to be a green herb, you'll see the green herb, you'll grab it, and it'll actually be like 10 handgun bullets.
So now is it? I had a question about the speed running aspect of it. Is there backtracking in those randomizers, or is it like, nope, you're going into this room? Okay, now you got to find a way out of this room.
So ideally, you want to find all the key items. Like you'll have like a list of key items. Like for RE2, for example, you want the 3 medallions, and you'll want the 4 the 4 like chess pieces to get through. So you might find all 3 puzzle pieces or all 3 medallions and 2 pieces of the puzzle, and not be able to go any further in the RPD and go, okay, well I have to go into the sewers, fight Birkin's one. And then come back up, and you might have a new key item to help you get through the rest of the RPD, or you're backtracking to try to get through like the sewers as quickly as possible, or get to Sherry as quickly as possible. Because at that point, you're basically stuck going into the next spot because there's really nothing else you can do. It's really good. It's really hard. Really good though.
It's all above me. I know randomizers are like more like a speed thing, but I can barely play the game standard with speed run.
I did 3 hours of the stream, and I only just got to the sewers because I was like I was stuck. Like I went through everything, found every item, and I was missing 1 medallion, and I couldn't find it. It took me almost an hour and a half to find it.
Did you have a good time streaming?
I had fun. I had one person consistently talking to me. It was like great. Like it was great questions too. They were talking about like the Johnny Depp and Amber Heard case and everything. It was really good.
I think I know who you're talking about because they were talking my ear off about it today too. I was like, oh man, like because not to digress, but I'm like there are no winners in this. No. Is that all you've been playing?
That's basically it. Jacob?
Oh, my turn. Let's see. Multiverses was fun. Alpha ended recently. Comes back. The beta comes out in July, so that was cool.
Who's your favorite character?
Finn. Finn is really fun. Very OP too.
I feel like Jake
you would think
fun.
If Jake is also fun. Velma is an OP character at the moment.
I find that hard to believe. What about Shaggy?
Shaggy's OP too.
She's support though, right? Velma's support. I feel
and she's a pain in the ass to fight against. You would think Superman and Batman would be great, but no, they're not the best. But yeah, it's been fun. Iron Giant was listed as a character, but he wasn't in the alpha, so everyone's kind of excited for that. Still playing Brawlhalla, still playing Teamfight Tactics, so I'm trying to get Grandmaster at the moment. I got a week left before the next set. And then I've been playing a game called Catalyst Black that came out 4 days ago. It's been really addicting. It's on mobile. Check it out.
Okay, so should we go right into it, everyone? Right into the game?
Let's go. Q4. All
right, let's finish off the year strong. Nick, what comes first?
October 13th, the second title in the Uncharted series, Uncharted 2 Among Thieves, came out. And I would say this rocked people's worlds. This was the one. Oh no, I don't have it full screen. This is the one where people are like, yeah, these games are crazy.
Yeah.
They definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I have beef with these games, but I'll let you, if you guys want to sing its praise, go ahead.
I was just gonna say, so this one was the introduction to the multiplayer, right? Like one didn't really have multiplayer, like it was like a basic maybe, but this one like truly introduced this is where like it introduced its multiplayer and people loved it, and then when 3 came out, it was like the untouchable multiplayer for PlayStation.
I don't feel like anyone comes to these games for the multiplayer though, no matter how
good it is. Especially this day or this day and age, I don't think they ever did.
But anyway, in my opinion, I feel like this one, even though it got so much praise, I think this is the least known of all 3 of them. At least the trilogy.
I feel like this one was like the most praised, and I feel like 3 had its praise, but 3 came much later in the life of the PS3, so there's a lot more to praise the PS3 for.
That's true.
My other beef with this series is it's very the progression's very linear. Like for those not watching who are listening to audio, this game is 3D adventures. Just think Indiana Jones, but on the PlayStation. Right now he's climbing a train, and it looks cool, and it's a very cool set piece, but really you're just moving forward. Like there's no challenge to it. You're just moving through the set piece, and it's something that you see in Naughty Dog games to this day. I'd argue that not Among Us. I'd argue that The Last of Us is a little better about avoiding that. especially the sequel that kind of has a little bit of an open world portion. But again, you see these really cool set pieces where really it's just moving forward. There's no fail state. And again, it looks cool, but what are you really doing but just running forward?
I mean, if I had to like give it like anything, I would say it's Tomb Raider in the movies. Because that's essentially what it is. It plays like it feels and looks like a Tomb Raider meets Indiana Jones.
Well,
It plays like an action movie.
Tomb Raider was, hey, what if we had a female Indiana Jones? And then this was like, hey, what if Indiana Jones was what if Laura Croft was a guy? Like they're all based off of Indiana Jones. Any game where there's an explorer exploring something, and they're finding the riches of the world, and it belongs in a museum, or they're stealing it for themselves. Like you're always going to be like, well, it's Indiana Jones.
Well, and that's why I said it's Indiana Jones meets Tomb Raider, because Tomb Raider obviously is the game or the female equivalent with gaming, and then Indiana Jones is the male movie equivalent. You just combine them and make this beautiful baby known as Uncharted.
I just gotta say, if you're watching this, but if you're not, so Nathan Drake is a very beautiful man. I think if you're that beautiful, you don't have to steal.
No.
I mean, what's funny is I was gonna be Nathan Drake for Halloween last year.
What are you gonna do? Put on a fucking long sleeve T-shirt? Fucking
yeah,
baggy jeans.
put some dirt on.
Grow little patches out on your chin. Hey, I don't know if you know this, but I'm Nathan Drake.
Wear the scarf.
Nathan Drake fucking looks like he walks into a place about to steal something, and he looks like the kind of guy that would be like, I'm Nathan Drake. I'm here to steal this artifact.
Do you know who my brother is? Yeah, he's dead.
Spoilers.
Jesus, spoilers.
But people love this shit. Like, it's Sony doing what Sony does. They have their third person, like, event games. Like, this is an event game. And they're still doing it. Naughty Dog's gotten away from this. I think Naughty Dog, I don't know what they're probably making another Last of Us, but yeah, Naughty Dog's been silent for a little bit since Last of Us 2 came out 2 years ago.
Yeah.
All right, so we're gonna go ahead and move forward.
Yeah, Jake, before we roast Josh.
Right. Jake, what's next on the list?
Oh, we got League of Legends. Yay. I honestly don't know why we have Clash of Fates on there. That's weird.
Okay, well, first off, Jake, I mean, you could have said the day, first off. Secondly, I'm just doing what they originally put on there, and that's what it was called, was it not?
No, I don't remember it. I don't remember anything being called Clash of Fates. I mean, there was probably like a pilot or whatever when it started, but yeah, I don't know. But League of Legends, one of the most popular games in the world, still to this day, came out October 27th, 2009. It's a MOBA.
They're making fucking TV shows about it left and right now.
Hey, Arcane was amazing. If you haven't checked it out, you didn't have to be a League of Legends fan. It was great.
Players comes out next month. That's the comedy one about the rookie and the veteran on an esports team.
I never heard of it.
It's supposed to be pretty good.
Who's playing it? I'm sure they're putting pros in it too, just to be like, oh hey, that's
It's a lot of young folks, but it was giving me Silicon Valley vibes. How stupid the characters were.
Who's producing this?
So I don't know if you guys saw it. Netflix. It was a show where somebody like pooped, and they were trying to discover who like pooped in the hallway or something like that. Was it American Vandals or something, or American? I forget what the name is, but it's a good show. People really like the 2 seasons they did of it.
Are you sure you're not thinking about It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia?
They poop the bed. There's
who poops the bed?
You know what? Art begets life. Every show has had a who pooped the bed episode.
Yeah, it's true.
So so MOBAs basically happen because
multiplayer online battle arena.
So these basically stem from Warcraft 3. Somebody made, somebody did a mod that basically did this, and that's where Dota came from. And then League came in, and League's the most popular game.
Yeah, it's one of the most popular games in the world. Yeah.
Yeah, so like Dota was definitely up there as like one of the bigger, like more well known at the time. But once this came out and started to get popular, I mean, it's still, as of right now, one of the biggest esports. I mean, even in 2016, it outperformed the NBA, World Series, and I forget whatever. It dominated. It dominates.
It's crazy. Like, it's no joke how big this world is of League of Legends.
And I'll leave it like this for those who aren't able to see the video right now. It's a side-by-side comparison of what League looked like back in 2009 to They did a 10-year difference of 2019, and it bounds upon leaps of like how much improvement
Major
they made.
update,
Like
big
like
work.
it's two different games basically.
So much polish.
And like right now, Riot's unstoppable. They're throwing games out left and right, and they're very good. TFT is great. Valorant's amazing.
You've got you've got all their music, their comics, all their shows.
Yeah, the music's great. KDA, amazing. If you don't know what KDA is, I don't know what to tell you.
So you guys both have history with this game, and this game has a history for being toxic. Like they got rid of World Chat a few months ago, didn't they? What has been your most toxic moment in League? Either someone being toxic to you or you being toxic.
So I don't know. I don't have a most toxic moment, but I remember trying to grind my ass off to play ranked for the first time because you have to be level 30 on your game account to play ranked and have like I think 12 champions unlocked. But once you hit ranked, it's a totally different world to where you fuck up, people are going to report you, and like it's just rank. Rank is the most toxic thing about this game.
So yeah, I would say rank in this game reminds me very much of CS:GO when it was like really hyped up, like to the point where everybody was playing it, because that is a similar thing where you played, regular like competitive mode, whatever, everything's fine. You're learning the aspect, you're getting your levels up, and then when you finally get into rank, if you were garbage, even if it was only one round, and they outnumbered you, they would vote to kick you in a heartbeat. They would not even they wouldn't even get a chance to be like, well, you went 0-1 and you should have won against a 3v1. Like you're the one, they're the three. Yeah, you're out of here. Bye. They rather get that extra compensation than deal with you.
Get out of here, clown.
Yeah. I would say with League it's a lot more toxic because it's like so if you don't know what you're doing or you pick a character that they don't want you to pick, it's like literally they spam the chat and you're like, you're basically like, you'd have like a novel of like insults towards you, and even if you reported them, it was like nothing would really get done about it.
So another thing about games like League right now is that they are actually attacking or taking out Smurfs. You cannot Smurf in rank or competitive modes anymore because it's been a big issue with people just dominating the lower class and not making it. It's not fun. It's not fun going against someone that knows what they're doing.
For those who don't know what smurfing is when a really good player jumps off of their main account and creates like a new account so it looks like they're a new player, and they just wipe the floor with people at the lower levels.
So basically they can't play at the level they're currently at, so to feel good about themselves they come back down.
It feels good when you do it.
For the majority. Don't get me wrong, there are a few people who do it just to play with friends, because games like CS:GO, once you do get too high, or even like Apex Legends, you can't play with them.
No, it's great. It's all over the place. So let's just say that phone, PC.
There's a reason it's number one in esports. So moving forward, October 29th, just 2 days later, we get Grand Theft Auto: The Ballad of Gay Tony.
So I picked this because this was the last single player DLC for any Grand Theft Auto. Like, yeah, Grand Theft Auto 5 just had that Dr. Dre one, but technicality, it was released as part of their multiplayer for GTA Online. And so this was really cool because this was the second DLC for GTA 4 for I think it was right after The Lost and the Damned. You're basically a bouncer for this club magnate, Gay Tony, and you're basically getting him out of trouble because he's got drug issues, gambling issues. And then it also wraps up, so between the other two stories, there was like a diamond heist where things went wrong and these diamonds were like going around between different people, and it wraps up that thing. So I thought that was pretty cool. And I also like it because you can kind of see the blueprint of what they did with Grand Theft Auto 5, having the 3 characters. So basically what they did was they're like, oh, we have these 3 stories being told. Let's take that and do that in Grand Theft Auto 5, but you can switch between them at any point. So I just always thought that was really cool.
You can do that?
In Grand Theft Auto 5, yeah.
Oh, I never actually. I played like the first hour and I got bored of it because I was kind of like, oh, it's another GTA game.
To be fair, GTA 5 starts with that heist in South Dakota, and it's very slow. So slow.
Probably why I didn't get into it.
The only thing I brag about with GTA 5 is I remember the day it came out, I was just bored and I got on GameStop and they had a pre-owned copy already and I bought it for $20. Yeah, so the day it came out, someone already returned it, basically got, I don't know, got the money back, but they, got their trade in for it. And I had like a 50% off coupon at the time because they had them. And then I had a little bit of gift card. So I got it for like $20.
Good luck doing that now.
No, it's
Yeah,
impossible.
good luck.
But I was like literally, I had it like, I skipped class that day just to go buy it. I legitimately did that.
You heard that first. You skip class,
Yeah.
guys.
Get
I
his
did skip
ass.
class.
We fought. Hey,
I-
Mr. Zucker, we got him. Go get him. Anything else on Gay Tony? I knew this was gonna be a quick one, but I thought it was important.
No,
Nah.
I think you're right. It definitely paved the way for GTA 5. So, all right, Nick, what's next on the list?
All right, up next, November 10th, a game. Let me do this introduction. A game where I got into a car accident the night that it came out and still went and got it. You know it, you love it. Infinity Ward's and Activision's, you hate them. Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2. This game was an event. So if you guys remember correctly,
Right.
so Call of Duty, first-person shooter series, they did World War II for the longest time. This is their second Modern Warfare. First one did gangbusters for them because it had the kill streaks, revamped their multiplayer. This one went even further, got past like the 3 kill streaks, and we're like, hey, what if you got 25 kill streak and you got a nuke and you won the game? And it had all these different ones. The guns felt good. The story was awesome. This one had no Russian, right?
This had no Russian.
Yes,
Yep.
this one was no Russian.
Actually, believe it or not, Nick, somewhere in this video, because I accidentally clicked on it, there is the actual scene of it. So,
All right. But so no Russian. Looking back, so in the moment, you're like, yeah, this is just part of the story. This is telling a story. Looking back at it now, it's kind of like, dudes, come on.
you
guys
can't get
knew
away
what
with it nowadays. No, nowadays you definitely could not get away
You
with
could
it.
not get away with that. To Infinity Ward's credit, you could skip it.
Yeah.
You could completely skip it, but it's very tasteless. Like, I haven't played it in years, but you can also get through that level without firing a single shot. So for those who don't know, no Russian so usually the game is you against the bad guys with guns. No Russian, and trigger warning, is a mission that has you going into an airport with a bunch of you're an American sleeper agent, and you go in with a bunch of Russians and you shoot up an airport of civilians, and then at the end the Russians shoot you and set you up to frame you to make it look like the Americans were involved in that shooting, which they probably were. And so this game, you're playing as Soap McTavish. You're playing it was it Roach or was it? Yeah, you were playing as
It's Roach.
Yeah.
It's Roach.
So continuation, same characters, a lot of the same characters from the Modern Warfare, Call of Duty 4 Modern Warfare. Spoiler alert, Captain Price still alive. You rescue him. A lot of great set pieces in this. Better set pieces than fucking Uncharted 2.
I mean, the game is dubbed to be one of the best Call of Duties ever made,
It's
I mean,
fun.
just
if not the best.
It's a fun
Just
game.
just the ending alone. Spoiler alert for those who have never played it.
Man, you guys are always throwing out spoilers.
Well, yeah, well, we're warning them. But anyway, of Soap and Price fighting off General. He's General now. It's General. Help me out here, guys.
I don't know his name.
What was his
Makarov?
deal? Like, was he just like feeding like the military complex? Like, they need men like us to do the things that nobody else will do.
He was part of the leadership that sent everybody in Modern Warfare 1, Call of Duty 4, to whatever site it was where they set off the nuke. And he lost a lot of good men there. And he basically kind of snapped and was like, the only way to basically make sure none of my men ever die again is to basically force the government into basically like being a part of, one big group and stopping everything they can terrorism wise. Like,
So
it was
it's your typical. Oh, hey, war has to happen
War is
in
hell,
order
but
for
it's our hell.
Shepard.
Holy War.
Shepard. So anyway, the whole Price
yeah,
and
Shepard.
Soap fighting Shepard, he sticks the knife into your chest, and then you're watching him beat the shit out of Price, and you pull it out of your chest and you throw it at him. Like the most badass thing you could possibly do at the end of the game. And then it ends with basically Price carrying Soap's like bleeding body, and you're left with ambiguous ending. Like, is he dead or is he alive?
Well, and it basically sets up World War III for the next game, which, by the way, Modern Warfare 2 and 3, best marketing campaigns I've ever seen for a fucking Call of Duty game. This one had that launch trailer with Eminem's "Till I Collapse" playing.
Yep.
And like they lined it up perfectly with like the doom, doom, and then like a building
Yeah.
fell. And
Good
then
kill, good kill.
and then the marketing for the third one, like they didn't have anything like that, but fucking the like they basically America, like they show you like the 4 major countries and like play out like part of a level from it. And oh my god, like give the marketing team like some praise for how they sold those games.
Honestly, you got to give everybody who's part of this and 3 credit, because this and 3 are credited for all the mod variation games in multiplayer. Like hands down, like there are so many versions of different games that the community made just based on Modern Warfare 2 and 3. It's crazy.
So I would
Crazy.
say give them even more credit, because right after this came out, fucking people left Infinity Ward, left and like what was that Zappella, the guy who created Respawn, like a handful of these guys left. There was a lawsuit. I don't have the details in front of me. I don't know if that'll be covered in the news or if that would be the next
I think it's next episode, I think.
So them leaving gave us Titanfall 2 and Apex. which is I think a pretty good trade-off. But it's funny that you see these guys leave, go to Respawn, and then Respawn gets bought by EA. So basically bought by the publishers of Battlefield. We haven't seen them touch Battlefield yet, but with Battlefield in the condition that it's in, I imagine there have been talks. Because that's like the one shining light with EA right now.
For sure.
Because BioWare in the dumps, everyone like their sport games have been shit for years. Like the only people who can continuously buy them are people in deep with those FIFA cards.
All right, Jake, end this year for us right now.
Put us
Do
out
it.
of our misery.
End everything. November 17th, Assassin's Creed 2. The best Assassin's Creed ever made.
Brotherhood, I think, is still the best one. But this definitely, like, comparing it to 1.
Top 5.
Definitely top 5. But comparing it to 1, leaps and bounds of improvement.
So Assassin's Creed 2, the thing Assassin's Creed 2 has over every other Assassin's Creed is that people love the shit out of Ezio. And you know how I know this? Because Ezio was featured in like the next 3 mainline games?
Yeah, so this Brotherhood,
and then Unity.
And Unity was not.
No, Unity was garbage. Don't even get me started on that one.
Was this Brotherhood?
And then the one after Unity, I can't remember.
Yeah, I'm blanking on it. So I think this game was really carried by its characters, because I don't think we've had an Assassin's Creed with the same character, like at least the character in the past, since Ezio.
Yeah.
No. Yeah, like so you had Altair, but Altair was only a part of like 2, or technically he was only a part of 2 games.
They were sucking off the ghost of Altair. Like they had like one of those games where like you're looking for his crypt and it's like, oh my god, I don't give a shit about this guy.
But anyway, so I think not only was it the characters that they enjoyed.
Anyway, Josh getting paid by Ubisoft under the table.
No, okay. So not only was it the characters that I think everybody enjoyed. I mean, just look at how much different it was compared to 1. So like 1, okay, you find this target, kill this guy. Okay, great, move on. Find this guy, kill this target, move on. This one, there was so much more to it. You're finding pieces to the suit, or the Assassin's Creed, the original armor. You're looking for the Eden background thing where you find out that Adam and Eve are the first humans, and it kind of explains that. The DLC was the whole DLC itself was fantastic.
Okay, so the building up your little village was cool. Otherwise, this was it was still Assassin's Creed. Like, yes, they did a better job of masking it to where it didn't look like you were doing the same thing over and over again. But you were still doing the same thing over and over again.
Let's not forget, and Nick, please correct me if I'm wrong on this, but they introduced the Hidden Blades counter on this one, right?
The counter?
Yeah, because you had Hidden Blades in the first one, right?
Yeah.
In this one, you could counter with the Hidden Blades. Like, you couldn't do that in the first one.
You can attack with them, too. You can attack with them, too.
Yeah, you didn't have to draw a sword. You could just...
Yeah. You could just go with the Hidden Blades. Yeah. So that by far was a huge leap, too, because I thought that was so cool.
If I remember correctly, didn't Ezio also find a way to be like, hey, I don't have to cut off my finger for this? Wasn't that like his buddy Leonardo da Vinci was like, hey, we don't have to, you can keep your fingers.
And he also, I think it was this one too where he introduces the gun wristlet as well as that Brotherhood.
I think that was
Might
Brotherhood.
have been Brotherhood.
I don't know. They started to blend into me after a while. Besides,
Exactly, because they're all the same game.
All the
I
same game.
I get that, but you guys gotta admit though, this compared to 1 was so much better.
It was, but then like everything else afterwards, like
Yeah,
3
well,
was
I
like,
agree.
hey, you know those buildings you like? What if we had you climb trees in America?
No, well, and 3 also introduced
What
the
if?
whole naval
Yeah, but
battles.
yeah, that's something they didn't master until 4 though, and even 4, you're just like, I don't care.
No,
that
I
I'm a
agree. Like I
pirate.
said, it is the same game, but like I said, I'm saying at the time though, comparing this to 1 was like this was huge.
Yeah, it was a lot better. I'll just, you know what else I got tired of? Like year after year, like, oh, the next Assassin's Creed's gonna be set in Japan and you're gonna be a samurai. Like that felt like a rumor that was around for 10 years, and you just want, anytime someone said that, you just wanted to reach through the fucking message board and strangle them or Assassin's Creed them.
What I wanted was it to go through all of history to the point where it's present day.
Yeah, like a future, like, yeah, like, and we got a little bit of that in 3, but not nearly enough. You know what I wanted? I didn't want 10 years of Assassin's Creed bullshit. I wanted them to continue to do Prince of Persia and just keep on improving. But I didn't
No.
get that.
Much.
Not Ubisoft, dude.
Ubisoft is like, hey, we know how to make this kind of game. What if we did it with assassins? Okay, now what if we did it on an island with guns? Okay, now what if we did it with Tom Clancy?
I hate how accurate that is.
You have a gift.
Ubisoft's back there getting fresh with Tom Clancy. Hey, hey,
Because
Tom.
what's left of his, they
looking
have his
good.
skull. They just have his skull right
God
there.
rest your soul, Mr. Clancy. But yeah,
They're-
Ubisoft's over here wiling on your crypt.
Yeah, so since we're ending the year, I figured let's pick. So of all the games we've done for 2009, your top one, like if you could go back right now, pre-order it and play it all over again, what would it be? And then your bottom, you would not pre-order it, you would wait for it to go on clearance.
Well, first off, I'm not an idiot. I don't pre-order shit.
Well, in 2009 you did. So.
All right. My top would be Halo Wars. Just because
Okay.
I know it's aged pretty well. I'd be terrible with the controller, but I'm terrible with mouse and keyboard, so that's okay. Oh, this is tough. And my bottom would be Resident Evil 5.
Okay.
I'd get rid of it. It has to go because the lessons they learned in 5 gave us 6, and those were not good lessons.
I hate how right you are with that, but okay. Jake?
Well, I was gonna say League of Legends, but it's free, so I don't have to worry about that shit.
I did. I planted the crap out of that game.
Trophies
Never
were,
played it.
Trophies were a thing by then, right?
Yeah, they were a thing.
Yes, yeah. They started on PS3.
Yeah, but they didn't
The
do
early
trophies
games
until
didn't
they
have
saw
them.
how well received achievements were. Then Sony is like, "Fuck, we got to get this."
Hey,
No,
I'm
we
still-
got to do something about this.
I'm still waiting for Nintendo to jump on that bandwagon. I'd probably play more games if Nintendo did that.
Nintendo doesn't have to do that though.
I
No,
know
they
they don't.
don't.
But if they did, I'd be like,
Nintendo
Okay.
knows that you're going to collect, or you're going to do every shrine in Breath of the Wild without an achievement. They're like, we don't
Or
give a fuck. Do this. What are we going to give you for it? Not shit. Shut the fuck up, bitch. Hey, are you guys ready for some news?
oh my god, yes, let's get through some news.
Let's get to the news. All right.
Yes.
Read all about it. Latest football scores. Morning paper. Morning Star. Paper, mister?
It's time for old news. All right, so let's see here. What's in the news? October 1st to the 4th, launch of the new PSP Go, which was met with mixed reviews due to its high pricing in comparison to its predecessor, the PSP 3000. This was the first, UMD, everything was, downloadable, right?
Yeah. And it was like the sliding phones, how they were popular at the time.
Mhm.
Essentially, it was like that. You could slide it up, and that's where your buttons were at.
I just need to
So
know,
it's easier to keep it in your pocket and play it on the go.
how the fuck did they say, all right, the UMD drive's out, let's jack the price up of this bitch?
You would think it'd be the way around. And even on top of that, with it being closer to the tail end of its life, the more you start to work on the PS Vita, or that concept. I was shocked. I thought for sure this would have not taken off. Obviously, it would be a few more years before digital content was bigger than physical. But still, you think it'd pick up, especially with the fact that they had their movies, their indie games on there. Even if the few games if you bought the big games on there, but still.
And the Vita didn't require any disc either, did it?
No, it was all
I don't think
digital.
so.
Oh, I'm sorry. No. They were like the Switch concept where it was just a little chip. basically.
See,
Yeah,
I always thought that was funny because the bigger consoles went from cartridge to disc, and then like now we have these handhelds going from cartridge to disc to back to cartridges. Like Nintendo never got on the disc side, but like Sony did. And you're like,
I mean, they
man,
kind of did,
these
but
discs are expensive.
so they tried. Like, look at the GameCube discs; they were unique for them, at the time. And then the Wii is kind of tried to go normal, and they're like, screw that. And they were trying different things with the Wii U, and then finally they're like, you know what? Let's go back to what worked. Let's go back to cartridges.
I have a theory that PS6, Xbox Series, go fuck yourself, and then whatever Nintendo does next, everything's gonna be just download the game. There's not gonna be like physical releases.
yeah, I think they're gonna get away for that. And I'm curious to see what stores are gonna have on the shelves if no one's gonna buy them.
It'll be
Accessories.
it'll be just like how PC is like, okay, we have The Sims, we have Overwatch, we have Diablo. Like it'll just be like the 5 games everybody wants.
Yeah.
And then a bunch of Funko Pops.
My one stipulation with it though is if they're going to do it, they have to do a better job as far as keeping things open. Because like look at like the PS3 for example, their store. They were trying to shut that down. People are like, "Hey, we have all these digital games, and there's no way to keep them back." Like they own that. How can you make it to where you can still reach it even when you shut that down?
Well, I think the good thing is as those consoles start to phase out, like the hard drives for saving shit are getting bigger, so you can get an external hard drive, save your shit on there. But yeah, I get that. Yeah, that's a pain in the ass because you still have to. It's a pain in the ass for everyone. It's a pain in the ass for the consumer because they have to have the space, which it's expensive to get those bigger ones, like those bigger disk drives and whatnot, or hard drives, and then you have to like make sure, okay, I purchased this, make sure it's downloaded or at least set up to where I can download. And then it's a pain in the ass for the company because they have to commit overhead to keeping that shit running, even if only like 20, 30 people are using it.
Well, that's just it though. I mean, look at so like people are like, well, games, you can buy bigger stuff. Like, yeah, maybe for like the PS3, but if you're looking at consoles now, like Warzone was 100 at one point 150 gigabytes. Like that's a lot for one game.
Well, Call of Duty has that issue. Let's
Well, I know, but it's going there anyway. Moving forward.
back compat, baby. All right, to round out the news, Jake, you picked the meme this week. What game is this meme dedicated to?
Oh, it's dedicated to Call of Duty. It's
Duty.
Call of Duty 10 years ago.
Here we go. What we got?
And then you have Call of Duty today.
I just gotta say,
I can't describe it to you.
Call of Duty got hot.
God, this is great. I've never seen this before.
That is some sexy Call of Duty right there. Good stuff, Jake. Good meme. Good meme. That's been Jake's meme corner. All right. Hey, we have a speed cap, if I'm not mistaken. For those who don't know, Jake is doing Halo 3 ODST, and we're going to do that right after this break. All right. For those of us joining us for the first time, basically a speed cap is one of our co-hosts going through the synopsis of a game as fast as they can, and we have points that we score them on based off things they hit and things that they miss. And at the end, we give them a score based on that. And basically, we go through three weeks of it. We do it every other week. And the person with the lowest score usually has a punishment. That is a speed cap. All right, everybody, we're back. So today's speed cap, Jake is going to do Halo 3 ODST in 5 minutes. Yes, that's right, 5 minutes.
5 minutes.
5 minutes, Slim Shady, you're on. So we have a score sheet, a PDF in the show notes. You can click that and play along. We'll also have a finished version once Jake has been scored. I think we're ready to go. Jake, are you ready, Jake?
Could go poorly. Probably will.
This could go poor. Josh, any advice for Jake before he does this?
Don't worry about publisher or developer.
So I can't just say I can't just say the easiest one.
Nope. It's all.
I'm going to anyway.
I'm gonna leave it to Jake. It's all content.
Oh, I'm not.
Like,
I don't have any
plot
of that.
and content.
All content all the time. All right, so I'm gonna hit start. Are you ready?
Yes.
All right. Godspeed, Spartan, and you're off.
Oh, okay. Halo 3 ODST developed by Bungie. Yes, I said Bungie. I know you guys gave me that dumb hint, but I didn't need that dumb hint. It came out September 22nd, 2009. It takes place between Halo 2 and Halo 3 and what happened in Kenya. Fun fact, the game came back out on the Master Chief Collection back in 2014 as a special like DLC code given out to players, and then came out again on the same day, September 22nd, but in 2020. It was actually 2020. So it takes place in Kenyan port city of New Mombasa. ODST follows a squad of elites, Marine oil drop shock troopers during a Covenant invasion of Earth on October 20th, 2552. That's old. You play as Rookie. That's it. You play as Rookie. Rookie finds beacons, and these beacons kind of like items that kind of fills you in what happened to your squad mates, your other ODST troops. And every time you find a beacon, you play as that person. There's 5 other ODST members. You have Buck, who is voiced by Nathan Fillion. You have Dare, Dutch, Romeo, who is voiced as Nolan North, and Mickey. All these beacons fill out the blanks of what happened to the squad. In this game, there's no motion tracker, no shield, since you are a Marine ODST. Instead, you have the health packs, which made the game a little different. You had to be more strategic of what you did in the game. There's 10 chapters in the campaign, each going through the story of all these troops. Towards the end of the game, you capture an alien who helps out, giving you all the information that the Covenant has to offer. Basically, giving you the advantage, giving the humans an advantage against the Covenant elite. And then if you beat the game in legendary mode, you see a scene where the Prophet of Truth is covered by these aliens, or kind of getting swarmed by these aliens, the one that you captured, and he's just smiling. And that's about it. Yeah, I think that's it, guys. That's all I got.
Josh, do we have a score?
Oh God, we have a score.
Oh God. Okay, let's go to the board.
Is it bad?
It's bad. It's
man.
bad.
I bet one of those things was I forgot about firefight mode, didn't I?
Okay, so technically I'm going to add something because I didn't realize I set this up to not have points up here. So I am actually going to fix that. So I do have a fixed score, but ignore the bottom one.
So Josh, while you fix that, I'm going to read these off.
Okay, go ahead.
All right. So settings: Kenya, port city of New Mombasa. You got it. You named off all the characters. There's Rookie, Dutch, Romeo, Mickey, Buck, and Dare. You also mentioned 10 missions. You mentioned the beacons that you're looking for. Let's see here. Let's scroll down. You didn't mention the New Mombasa slip space happens mid-drop. So no points for that, I'm sorry. Rookie looks for the squad as they fight through the city. It's always fun. Buck locates Romeo while looking for Dare. You didn't get that. Dutch helps Marines fighting. You didn't get that mission. Mickey commandeers a tank and fights through the Covenant. Didn't get that. Dutch and Mickey meet up and defend an Oni base and eventually destroy it to keep it from being captured. Didn't get that one. Buck and Romeo meet up with Dutch and Mickey and capture a Covenant dropship. Nope. Rookie is guided by the AI Superintendent Virgil. I would say he gets half points because he did mention that you capture an alien.
Yeah, but the AI Superintendent Virgil is not the alien at that moment. And I gave him half credit for the defends the engineer as they escape the city, because it's actually a Covenant engineer who merges with the superintendent, and then they basically wanted to defect. It's not they got captured; they just wanted to defect.
Okay, fuck me. Josh knows his Halo. I don't.
I do.
Who made
Josh
this?
knows
Who
more
made
Halo
this?
than the writing team in the fucking Halo show.
Who
Shots
made
fired.
this shit? Who made this?
Josh did. They receive a
you
distress
piece
call
of
from
shit.
Dare, who's in the tunnel in the city. Sorry, no. Covenant engineer who wants to defect. You didn't mention that. Dare and Rookie defend engineers. They attempt to escape the city. Got half points for that. Meet up with the rest of the squad and escape the city. No. Covenant destroy the city and evacuate an alien artifact. No.
Excavate.
I'm sorry. Excavate. Johnson meets up with the squad after a month and wants to learn more. Nothing there. Didn't mention firefight mode, which made... Well, I guess Horde mode is before firefight mode. But, I mean, this was a trend, putting in a PvE and just having wave after wave of enemy attack. And then all Halo multiplayer content, you mentioned that. Josh, what is our final score?
Oh, he didn't mention that. I just gave him that to make it easier for points for the setting because it was up there. But he got 26 and a quarter.
Wap, wap, wah. So, Josh, you had 45 on Braid. I had 35 on Resident Evil. I for sure thought Jake was going to beat me.
So the reason I didn't, because I should have known that Josh was the one doing this one because he likes to really get into the story mode. I was like,
Hold on.
no, it's not him. It's gonna be Nick's dumbass doing this.
In
I
my
was wrong.
defense, in my
I was
defense,
wrong.
In my defense, I did say don't mention the publisher or developer. It's all content, and it's all story.
I
Nick,
gave you
did I
every
not?
content. I didn't want to go debt in story, because like all that other stuff you do is not important. What's important is the beginning, the plot, and then how it ends.
And you didn't mention the plot. You basically said you're an ODST. Okay, now you're doing this. Okay, now you're leaving. Bye.
No,
Again-
I said that you're down there trying to figure out what the hell happened to your squad.
Well, yeah, and it talks about what they're doing. Like you find Dare's helmet, and it shows what happens when Buck lands. He's like, "Shit, I gotta find Dare," and he goes to find Dare and doesn't find her, but he finds Romeo. And then it's okay. What happened to Dutch? You find like Dutch's like shotgun or something, and you see what Dutch is doing in that process. And then you find Mickey or Mickey's thing, and you follow what happened there. Like it strategically follows each thing. It basically was the plot.
Again, if you want to see how bad Jake did, we'll have a link to the score in the notes. Jake, you'll get him next time, bud. No punishment for you this time. Well, since this is your first loss, this is a mercy loss.
Only the sponsors punish me.
Only the sponsors punish you. All right, everyone. This has been Smashing Game Time. I am Nick, and as always, you can find me on Twitter at @thatcoffman or on Twitch at NickFatKnight. Also on YouTube. Been more on the YouTube side lately. Jake, where can the people find you?
You can find me on Twitter, on YouTube, and on Twitch at jakeboycoffman.com.
You can find me on Twitch at I'm Josh Saying, and then you can find me at Twitter at I am Josh Saying. I'm Josh Saying was taken, otherwise I would have done that.
What are you saying?
Just confusing the masses. Next time, we will be jumping into 2010, and just a fun fact, we're going to be picking our top 5 from 2000 to 2009 in the next episode, so keep an ear out for that. As always, this has been Smashing Game Time. We hope you all had a smashing game time. We'll see you next time. Bye, everybody.
Bye, everybody.